Hey YouTube, this video is going to be about my experience as I was growing up with air guns. So basically, it all began, I think, in the summer of 1979, 1980. I was probably 12 years old at the time, and I used to stay over and have a sleepover at my friend's house. They live in a nearby town. I lived in the city. I wasn't able to have air guns, but every time I spent the weekends with my friend, his brother and his neighbor, they all had BB guns, and we would all go on to their backyard and plink. They pretty much started out with these guns, something this similar. Might have not been the Buck, it might have been the Model 10. And I think my buddy actually had this model, the Red Ryder, and might have had that Crossman 760 pumper. And we did this for a few years, for about 2-3 summers. I lived with my mom, and we lived in the city, so she never allowed me to have air guns. So I never was able to get one. But as I was growing up, about 14, I was almost 15, I used to do lawns, cut lawns for the neighbors. And I was finally able to get my sister's boyfriend, which was about 24 at the time. And he took me to a sporting goods store in the next town over. I think it was called the Herman Sporting Goods in Trumbull, Connecticut. And I bought 2 air guns. I think one of them was this exact model, not this exact gun, but a Daisy 880. And I think it was one of them classic Crossman 2100s. It wasn't this model with the wooden grips, so. But yeah, that was about 14 or 15. As I got into 16, we started to be more into cars. So things had dropped off for a while. It wasn't until about 2005 when I went on a trip to Florida. And on the way back, we stopped at my wife's people's house, and I was so bored that I had the two kids with me. My older son and his friend was with us, and we went to a Walmart, and I bought these 2 rifles. Actually, it was 3. It was the Gamo1000 and this Daisy Powerline 1000. I actually still have both of these rifles to this day, but the third one, I think I gave it away. It was the pump up, I think, Remington Air Ranger 77. So basically when we got these, the first time we went out, we went to like a secluded area where they had like a pond or a lake. I brought some cheap Daisy pellets. I might have had like the pointy ones and some, and maybe the flat nose. Or it might even been like a Gamo variety pack. It was like 4 tins in a sealed pack. I'll tell you, the first time, it's been a while since, from the early 80s to 2005, since I really shot BB guns or pellet guns. My first shot I shot it across into the pond, and I was amazed how fast it was. And that kind of got my interest back up. Inside of this box, the Gamo box, they gave you a little brochure, and it showed all their other models. Man, and I was just drooling over them. And it wasn't long after that I discovered the internet, that they were on the internet. They had websites. And I just started going and buying air guns, little at a time. you know, as much as my funds would allow me. But yep, these were the first two air rifles that got me back into what you would say, I guess, adult air gunning. And after that, like I said, I started searching the websites and found air gun companies, and I started purchasing other guns. Along with that, I found air gun shows where they sold old air guns from the past. Whenever you get a chance to go to an air gun show, you got to do it. You will be surprised what you find. Actually, this is one of my finds. I think I paid $75 for this gun. It's the Crossman Classic. Was the 75th anniversary. It's in 177. And then I discovered the Beeman, which is the Vyrock. It took me a while before I really got the concept of pricing and you know, the difference between $100 gun, which at the time I thought it was a lot, because when I bought this, the Walmart was selling 22 LR guns for $129, and I think this gun was $123 in 2005, and I think the Gamo or the Powerline Daisy was $99. So 22 LRs weren't too far off from air guns, so I thought that was a lot. That was a big price for an air gun, but I wasn't that educated. So it took me a few years before I discovered the German guns and the English guns. But that's another video, and you guys have any comments, feel free, and I'll make another video about German guns and English guns from England, and what the air gun community is over there, which I had no idea how big it is, but it's pretty big. Leave a comment and I'll make another video as soon as I can.